Welcome to The Weird Shack, the podcast that explores the weird and spooky. I'm your host, Ollie Tobbles. We only have one We only have one co-host with us today, and it's Risky.
Hello. You say one co-host, but we are in the middle of a forest, so we could have...
We could have many people joining us. Yeah. We are in a forest, which in our YouTube is by a monument, which no one knows like the exact reason why it was built, but this place seems haunted, but yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah, quite close to the monument, not too far away from it, just in a nice little comfy out of the way spot.
We picked this location because it's spooky, and we don't have any lights on right now. We just have the light from the mic, so we're seeing how spooky it gets.
Just the few minutes we've been sat here in the dark, I do feel like there's eyes on me everywhere, and oh, even the light of the mic's gone off now. Even less light.
Alright, so what should we talk about?
Well,
let's go with what's the realism of cryptids being real. Let's go through them that we know, and you can lay on some factual Reese knowledge.
Start with Bigfoot.
Okay. So the base is multiple very big monkey men in mostly America. There's other countries, but a lot of them are recorded from America. Possible Gigantopithecus. People have said they are super strong. Some say they can teleport, which I don't believe. Leaf tracks. Patty, I think she's called. The first recorded Bigfoot that all people believe and stuff. The Bob Gimblin and Robert Patterson. I can't remember their names. Yeah, so Bigfoot. Yes. Gigantopithecus, possibly its own species.
Okay, so for me to have believed it would have been real, I would have believed it been a Gigantopithecus, like a colony of them just somehow spread out across the Americas. But I don't believe they still exist.
Okay. So, Bigfoot's meant to be 12 foot tall? Something like that, 9 to 12. How big were Gigantopithecus?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
They were quite big.
I think they were bigger than that, weren't they?
They were bigger than humans, but they could... With all things, with evolution, if it wasn't the Gigantopithecus, it could be like an evolution of it.
Yeah.
Like, evolved to be better at hiding away from people and using its environment better. But, as I say, I don't believe they're real, because for them to have been able to be living out in the forests or somehow being undetected. I get that there's like a large land mass of it, and it'd be hard to keep eyes on it all, but you would see fecal matter. Trail cams would pick some up.
Some have, though.
Yeah, but they're not... The ones I've seen are like... This is the other thing, like, you have all these different things. Yeah, the Gigantopithecus in them look... Oh, Gigantopithecus. The Bigfoots in them look similar, but they don't look right.
Right,
like,
yeah.
They don't look real.
I'm not saying, I think it could be possibly real, but I'm not saying, all of the footage captured is real.
Yeah.
And half of them could be black bears, brown bears, whatever. But, there could be cave systems. They could be intelligent enough to leave their shit in corners and not everywhere. And they might even be smart enough to not bury their own deceased, but
Like have them
somewhere.
like a burial,
Yeah, like a burial site.
like burial grounds, like inside that cave system.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you never know, like, underneath all of, like... I don't know.
Like, I get there is probably there is quite a lot of unknown caves and whatnot, and if they are smart enough to, you know, cover up the entrances well or hide them away and whatnot, then yeah, but people have gone into in depth looking for them and trying to track them down, and nothing.
Yeah.
And like the ones I find funny is the shows you were showing me,
Yeah.
like where they had that heat
The heat
signature,
yeah.
and they were right on top of it and couldn't see it, and then it just disappeared. And it's just like, did they have that heat signature and didn't get to there in time to see what it actually was?
Yeah. But also, like, it's really weird. Washington has a law. It is illegal to shoot a Bigfoot on sight. It's an actual law that's like up in one of the forests in Washington.
Do you want to know why that could be?
Go on.
Because the government either one knows they're real and don't want people to shoot one and bring it into the public's eye,
Right.
or two, they're afraid of people going out in suits,
Yeah.
making their own like little documentary or making their own little short films or
And then
whatever,
getting killed.
and then getting killed by hunters
Yeah,
or
good
people
point.
looking for it.
Good point.
It makes sense for it to be the second option, because that would be
Yeah.
rather dumb not to have that. And did you say it's only in one place where they've got that? Like
It's Washington.
one state? Yeah, they should have that in like every state.
Yeah.
Like live ammunition shouldn't be used. If it's a tranq dart, whatever, go for it. But
Yeah, but
You can't-
how many Americans go around trying darts?
that's the thing, though, as well. Even if there's a tranq dart, if you're setting the drugs in it for something which is going to be as big as like a
Yeah.
Bigfoot,
And you shoot a guy.
and you shoot a person,
Yeah,
you
you
could end up
kill
killing
them,
them
yeah.
still that way. So
Yeah.
it makes sense to have that sort of law. But
Yeah. So you think it's not real?
I think there'd be a lot more actual evidence of it, like if they were real.
Yeah. But then, yeah, okay. But then, like, I don't know what they're called. Malaysian white tigers or something. I can't remember what they're called. They are 400 in the world. No, it's Indian. It's Indian. There's like a tiger, a breed of tiger that's in India. There's only like 300 recorded in the world, and you don't see them very often. Obviously, there's photographic evidence, and it's proven. But say there's 3 Bigfoots in Washington, one in, I don't know, fucking Kentucky. You can't
Expect to find
Yeah.
them in such a large area.
Like, people have sworn blindly that they've seen them running across roads. I watched a thing where a whole street, a whole road in somewhere in America looked over in a field, and there was pigs, wild boar, and deer with, like, still alive with just the legs ripped off so they can't get away.
Weird.
So, like, they ripped it, they kept the meat fresh, so the Bigfoot was like, I'll come back for that at some point. I see the ghosts.
No, I just kept on hearing like noises to my left, and I was just hoping if it was an animal, just to scare it off.
Yeah, but we're being loud.
Yeah,
Come over.
but
Unless it's a badger, then we can just die. But yeah, they've had stuff of pigs and deer having their legs ripped off, and people have seen them, like, squealing in, like, a swamp.
yeah,
So, like, if a human went there, they just go straight through. But with Bigfoot, they're so big and beefy, they can just walk through a swamp easy. Like, people have had that, and people have seen them running across roads. It's the old. If someone doing that, and you got a response back, that could be someone else in the forest camping,
Yeah.
thinking the Bigfoot's going. They're gonna say back. Same with tree knocks.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen one where, on that show that I've watched, they've got a walnut, and I've seen this on other things. People used to put out big barrels of walnuts for the Bigfoot, and the guy used to go around looking for them, and he used to find them everywhere on tree stumps and stuff. Because some people say Bigfoots leave offerings in certain locations to be like friends with you or whatever if they like you. I've seen people put down a walnut and it's in a completely different location, but that could be a human just moving it.
Human moving it, another animal moving it. Could be anything. But that's the thing with the Bigfoots as well. Like, you got people who say they can like somehow travel around, and that's why they can't find them, because one time they're in this place and then the next they're in a totally different area. But the only other thing I have with it as well is, for them to be a sustainable like animal or creature or whatever, there needs to have been more of them.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
what could have happened is, if it was like, as people think, like, as I said, like an evolution of like a Gigantopithecus type thing, their numbers could have dwindled and they could be extinct now. There could be no more left.
Yes.
Which could be a reason why they've no, like,
Not many sightings now. Like, you're saying, like, back in the 80s there could have been
they could have been
a
the last,
handful.
last couple left
Yeah.
alive.
Okay, yeah?
But nowadays, no.
So no?
No.
Do you think it was true? Do you think they were real at one point? Obviously, Gigantopithecus were.
A Gigantopithecus, yeah, maybe an evolution of it, maybe.
Recently-ish.
But recently-ish, I don't think so, unfortunately.
No.
Like, I can easily come up with these theories on how they could potentially have been real, but I just can't believe them.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's move on to our next one. We'll try and keep them short and sweet.
Loch Ness?
Loch Ness. I don't think that's real.
No, I don't think Loch Ness is real either.
Like,
It's-
people... Sorry, carry on.
It's too small of a water source for it to... A creature of that sort of size to be in there.
Yeah. Also, people were like, caves! Caves underneath!
Yeah, again, they would have been able to see them.
Yeah.
For a creature that size to be using the caves,
Unless it's a pygmy one.
even still,
Yeah.
it's still pretty big. It's
Yeah.
still at least the size of a car sort of thing.
Yeah, true. Because I think they said they found a billboard or something. Like, in the water. The water was a bit low and they saw like a billboard shape pop out of it, and that's like the classic black and white Nessie head poking out. It's like a billboard.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't think it's real.
No. It would be interesting if it was, but again,
People would find it.
easily find it in Loch
Yeah.
Ness.
People would go like snorkeling and stuff
Yeah. Like,
just to try to find it.
yeah. Well, even with modern technology, with like, what is it called? Is it sonar?
Yeah. Pinpoint where the noise sources are coming from,
Well,
if there is anything in there.
yeah. Like, technology, with all of these cryptid type things, technology will eventually either prove that they are there or prove that they're not. Unfortunately, if it's too far in the future, they might, if they were once there,
Yeah, I'm not there anymore.
they might not be able to find them anymore. But like, yeah,
Like, Mothman. Love Mothman. I'd wish it was real, but I don't think it could be. Like, so the whole thing is that area was like a Cold War area. There was toxic waste there, possibly mutated a bird. whatever, and it was just a big fucking bird. Some people say it's I don't know, something hill crane, because they got massive wingspans.
Yeah.
But someone like some kids could have gone out there, had shrooms, been high, whatever,
And
saw things, went out to smash. So the story, do you know the story? Like if it like bits.
I think I remember. Like, is it like the one where they like? Isn't there one where they was like driving away in a car and it was chasing them?
It was chasing them. So they basically they went out to smash. Something followed them. It was like two couples, I think.
Yeah, I think
Something
I
followed them 80 miles per hour. They were speeding down this one stretch of road. It eventually like let off. They got out of the way and then they went home. Told the police. The police didn't say anything about it. So the kids went back to confirm that they weren't out of their face, and they saw something with massive wings walking around in the field and then flew off into the sky. That's the whole story. But that's the main story, but people have said they've seen it at the Golden Gate Bridge collapse in Pleasant Point.
Yeah.
And other stuff like that. People have said like when something happened in Chicago, they saw it. Stuff like that. But like, it's like, I think it's like got like 5,000 people, 7,000 people in Pleasant Point. Like, people have thought it's mass
hysteria type
yeah,
thing,
like everyone's scared of it, so they're seeing it.
See, that is the thing with a lot of these types of, like these ones which happen by word of mouth, where they've got no actual photograph, like evidence of it.
Yeah.
When if they first find it.
But people are saying Mothman is alien, or what's like a watcher. They like
Someone watching over the planet. Keeping an eye sort of thing.
It watches
like,
over the planet, and when something crazy happens, it's like, oh, I want to see this.
Sort of like, as you called it, the Watcher from Marvel.
Yeah, just watches points that are
things.
specific.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's what people think. It's like a watcher that's like, oh, this bridge is going to collapse. I need to be there to see this happen. And other people think he is
The one causing
the
it.
one causing it. But like Pleasant Point, the whole thing about Pleasant Point is the marketing is Mothman.
Isn't that also the location, or is it nearby with the Flatwoods monster, or whatever it is?
I don't know about that.
Pretty sure it might be, because it might be not Pleasant Point itself, but the actual state might be in the same state.
Yeah, possibly. That's another thing. Like, I didn't even know there was a UK like alien site
Yeah.
up in Eastbourne. I did not know that until Joe Weller put up about it.
Isn't that the one to do with like with military people?
Yeah,
as well?
the
I think
US
it's-
military
yeah.
air base that was there. Did not know about that. They've got like a monument built up and stuff about it. Awesome. I'd like to go see that one day.
But yeah, back to Mothman. I think it could have been, I should say, like a massive bird or something.
That
Like
just caused mass hysteria.
like in Cornwall, we've got Owlman.
Oh man, yeah.
That
We'll go see him soon.
that is more than likely what most people think it is.
Yeah.
The Eurasian eagle owl, or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it is just
Just a big boy. That was confirmed by kids though.
yeah. But again, well, that's the thing. If it was seen by kids, then it's more than likely an owl.
Yeah.
Like you said, the Eurasian eagle owl, because they can get pretty big.
Mm. And then we got the beasts of like the UK. There's multiple different beasts in the UK.
The Beasts of Bodmin Moor. So it's one of my favourite. I won't say my favourite, but my favourite way I've heard that called is the Beasts of Badmin Moor in Cornwall.
Which is Bodmin and Cornwall. But there's the Beast of Bodmin Moor, the Beast of Dartmoor, There's like, I think there's a couple. I think there's like one in like Leicester and stuff like that, and Kent and stuff. It's all big, wild fields that horses roam, and
I think it's like land which can't be built on, really.
yeah, wild lands.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, people had big cats as pets.
Yeah. Might want to explain what the beasts are supposed to
Oh,
be.
yeah. They're meant to be panthers or pumas?
Panthers or something. Just big cats.
Big
in general.
cats, yeah. But back in the day in the UK, like, you could have... I don't know if it was legal, but people had them as exotic pets.
You can still technically legally do it.
Yeah.
It's just you have to have the right permits nowadays, and yeah. So as you're saying,
Like, breeding pairs could have been given out when the police were clamping down because, I don't know, they were being loud, or people didn't like them, or they were nervous from them.
or lost their permits, or
lost
whatever.
their permits or whatever. Or the zoo couldn't have them anymore, so they just ditched
Or
them.
just ran out of money to be able to provide
Yeah.
for them, or whatever.
So they ditched them on the wildlands thinking they'd die out, and they just haven't.
Well, without any natural predators for them,
No. If you send a breeding pair out, like, just keep them going.
well, that's the thing. I reckon the beasts were probably out there at one point, but I don't think there was breeding pairs, so
You just think they lived out their lives.
they
and just
lived out
died.
their lives and died out.
People are still saying there's some around. Like, the most recent one was 2020.
It could be a big dog.
Yeah, it could be a big dog or just a big house cat. But
Yeah.
like, it could be possible. We're gonna go there in a couple of weeks anyway to see what we can find.
Yes. Be interesting.
That will be interesting.
Good laugh.
Yeah, good laugh. We got some vials to try and find hares, and we're gonna get someone to like rate what we find. Like, we'll get Jill or April or both of them to, like, we won't say who found them, like which team found them, but they could go, this is a 4 out of 10, this is a 1 out of 10 of how they think it could be real, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we'll go for a team thing.
Could, like, as you say, use the vials and take some pictures where no one's in it
Yeah,
of like certain evidence, whatever, and see what they say.
yeah.
Because I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'd be a bit of fun. It would be something to do. It'd be nice to have the whole team together.
Yep. But
So yeah, possibly could have been a real back in the day.
again, the other thing is, even if there was a breeding pair, or somehow they've found a mate out there
Different, mate.
from a different person's collection, whatever.
You're talking about like inbreeding and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know
That
how
would
that works with cats. Like, I don't know how. Obviously, like, I don't know if it would like mess with them fully, but surely it would
It
like.
will eventually.
Yeah.
Sort of like how all breeds of cats and all breeds of dogs are all mutations from inbreeding,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is why you have loads of like
Faults in certain dogs.
they get like these pure breed dogs which are just getting like unhealthier and unhealthier as the generations go on. They're getting more health complications.
Yeah.
Life expectancy is going
Like,
down.
Aren't Labradors meant to be like have like bad hips and stuff?
Yeah, like pugs
Oh,
with
with the
their
faces.
squished faces.
Yeah.
These small dogs with their smaller bodies and their organs getting more compact inside it and everything like that. Yeah, it's not good. It's why I personally won't go for a pure breed animal if I was to get one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would eventually
Catch up to the
catch up to them,
panthers.
and it depends on how long they'd been out there,
Yeah.
on how inbred they would have
There
gone.
might be still some.
Yeah, some really, really
Old
inbred
ones.
ones.
Yeah, and old.
Well, I can't remember how long they live,
I don't know.
and I can't remember how long ago the first sightings were. Really,
Yeah.
I think it was like 70s or something. Wasn't
So very likely that there was cats at some point.
it? Yeah.
What other cryptids we got? Bigfoot, Mothman, Beast, Loch Ness. Depends if you class the Flatwoods Monster as a cryptid.
Well, it's technically supposed to be.
Yeah, it's a type of alien, a metallic metal alien. That's a cool story. Jordan spoke about that. I didn't know about it before.
No, neither did I. Like, I remember coming across it as we was doing research on things,
Yeah.
but then just like ignored it because I was more interested what I was looking into.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alright, I think we'll call it here. Alright, so this is our first proper episode. We did like season 1 of our podcasts. This is season 2, which will be
pure voice,
pure voice,
no videos,
no
nothing.
video, more for like was it sound streaming services?
Yeah,
Our last one was on YouTube. This would be like Spotify and Google, whatever,
and we'll be on YouTube as well.
and be on YouTube. Yeah.
Just one of those ones you can listen to rather than having to
Yeah.
watch anything. Just
So yeah, this is season 2 of the Weird Shack podcast. We'll be doing these more, not so regularly, but we will be doing them when we can. Try and do them in spooky locations. I think the ambience helps a bit.
yeah, it has been rather spooky. I've had to turn the light on a couple of times to make sure I'm still
Alive.
still alive and in the right place.
But yeah, so this is season 1.
No, season 2.
Season 2, Ollie Tobble's signing out, and my co-host,
I go by Reeski as my little nickname, but yeah, I am Reese.
and I'm Ollie, and we will catch you on the flip-flop.
Bye.